But now I would love to bring in some personal experience. One of our many activist leaders who has brought resolutions to victory, Anna Marta Visky in New Jersey. Now, Anna Marta is an activist leader with Our Revolution New Jersey and has been an absolute powerhouse in building local resolution efforts. So welcome, Anna Marta.
Thank you so much, Brittany, and thank you so much, Melinda. Thank you for having me on this amazing workshop. So great to see so many local organizers here. I'm Anna Marta. I'm organizing with Our Revolution. I am also field coordinating the field operations here in New Jersey, where I live. And I'm so proud of my state because together with other organizations here, we passed 4 resolutions, 3 backed by Our Revolution organizations, and 1 backed by our ally group organization, the New Jersey Universal Healthcare Coalition. So good movement here in New Jersey. We want to pass more. Today, I just want to walk you through the quick timeline of how we passed it in Red Bank, kind of like a case study, because this was the one that opened the door for all the others to get passed, kind of broke ground in New Jersey. So a little bit about Red Bank. It's a diverse town of about 12,000 people. It's a tiny little blue dot in an otherwise red Monmouth County, has a Democratic council. Majority of the council members are centrist mainstream Democrats, though we have 1 progressive ally on the council, so we knew that we have an opportunity to pass this resolution here. History of Medicare for All activism in town, which was very important. Our Revolution Monmouth held a 125 people meeting back in 2018, October, so way before HR 1384 was a thing. And then we organized multiple canvases, petition drives in town. All throughout these organizing events, we made sure that we connect with local community leaders, activists in the county and in the town who are invested in their own fights. Especially, we connected with the immigrants' rights community in Red Bank, because as we know, our current healthcare system leaves the undocumented community behind. So we wanted to make sure that they're present in these conversations and they're at our meetings that we started to hold countywide. In collaboration with National Nurses United, we held barnstorms, we held a People's Assembly. So here we are, myself, the Progressive Council person, and 2 immigrant rights activists from Red Bank outside of the library where we held our People's Assembly event. We deepened our relationship with this Progressive Council person in Red Bank. We invited her to all of our events and she always came. She shared her healthcare story. She's a supporter of Medicare for All. So she was always there. As a leader, sometimes as a speaker, we made sure that we share these posts on social media and we connect with a local traditional media as well so they can cover these events. So the timeline quickly in Red Bank, back in June 2019, so a while back, right? We asked this Progressive Council person to introduce the resolution. We had a very receptive response from her. We knew that she's in our corner, but she did say that it's going to be difficult to get the other council people on board. Red Bank is also a town where powerful hospital corporations are located. So it wasn't an easy sale from the beginning, but we were confident that we can push this through. So from June to November 2019, she was trying to get these council people on board and we were getting responses, but no commitment. Then in January 2020, we said, well, if they're not passing it on their own, we are going to pass it through public grassroots pressure campaign. We are not going to take a no for an answer. So we launched an online petition and we started gathering signatures. We went door to door. We went to events. We also reached out to local small businesses and we reached out to other progressive organizations to get them on board. And when we launched the petition, which I'm going to put the link to in the chat, we made sure that we have local progressive allies signing on to that petition with us. Then in March 2020, COVID was all over the news, of course. We were all in quarantine, but we continued educating our community about the cracks, the deep cracks in our healthcare system that COVID revealed. And this is one of the iconic articles that I kept from that time. We didn't still have a commitment from the council. Now they were in emergency mode. So we were hearing from them that all they are dealing with right now throughout COVID is just COVID-related emergencies. But then in June, we said, really now, this is the time. We are waiting no longer. If we are not passing it now, we are never going to pass it. So we relaunched our petition. The local Red Bank organizer, Judy Pack, put it on her personal Facebook page with a small blurb, and we were getting ready for a strong group push on this. However, right as she posted it on her personal Facebook page, to our huge surprise, the first people to comment were local council members. These were holdout votes for the resolution. These were the people that the Progressive Council member was not able to get on board so far. And here they are commenting on that personal post from this local organizer that they are fully in. And I guess Hazim was the first one to post, and then through peer pressure, or I don't know what happened, but somehow all the holdout votes started to publicly comment and say they're in. We knew we have the votes. This was amazing. I kept these screenshots, of course, and then it got put on the agenda. It passed in July. We celebrated. We made sure we, of course, share it with the media. We used Medicare for All Resolutions Toolkit that Brittany just walked you through. It's amazing. Please use it in your outreach efforts. We, of course, shared our quotes and statements from our immigrant rights organizers that participated in this push with our powerful personal testimonies. So this was our timeline. We, of course, went and brought signatures to the chair of Energy and Commerce Committee, Frank Pallone, who is my congressperson. He is not the congressperson in the district where Red Bank is located, but he is the most important Democrat in New Jersey and one of the most important Democrats in the country, who is key to passing any type of healthcare legislation. So we made sure he knows that these resolutions are going to get passed now in New Jersey, and he's aware that we are never going to stop talking about Medicare for All and pushing for Medicare for All. So my key takeaways as an organizer were that it's really, really, really important that you educate your community. Now, I'm not saying that you need to wait months or years to do that. I'm sure all of you are doing that in your local communities right now. But if you didn't have an event for Medicare for All, I'm sure that there are multiple mutual aid conversations, for example, going on right now in your community. So you can plug into those conversations, and you might as well find that one of the most important concerns that people bring to these conversations is insurance-related or healthcare stories, right? So plug into those conversations and use them as an opportunity to talk about Medicare for All. Connect with people most affected by the crisis. This is specific to your district or your town. In our case, as I mentioned, we had an undocumented population in Red Bank that we really wanted to focus on because they are left out by our current healthcare system. So we connected with them throughout, and we made sure that they are part of our organizing efforts. Keep building on your outreach and success. So never stop, right? Sometimes it doesn't go well at the first outreach, at the first conversation, right? You might get a no or not interest at all, no interest at all, but that doesn't mean that you can go back and continue your efforts. Always invite your local officials to your meetings. These are all opportunities to have a dialogue about Medicare for All. Even if they turn down the invitation or they don't show up, someone's reading those emails, someone is reading that outreach. And this is how you get Medicare for All more and more into their awareness and into the mainstream. Identify allies early and form coalitions. This was very important for us, and we went into all of our events with some type of grassroots group support. And of course, with the launch of the petition as well. Keep asking tough questions and have the conversation. So we didn't take no for an answer. Don't give up. Go back to your council with any new info. This was also important, especially throughout COVID. There's so much new information coming out, whether that's unemployment related or anything else, the distribution problems that we have with the vaccine. Everything is an opportunity for you to again, create awareness, have the conversation about why Medicare for All is the fix to our current problems. Prepare powerful testimonies. Again, elevate the voices of those community members who are most affected by our current healthcare crisis. Make sure that they're in your meetings, front row, and they're speaking and sharing their stories, and elevate those voices. Get the media to cover all of your efforts. Again, you can use the toolkit that Brittany shared. There are great advisory templates there. This is important as we are trying to make, again, Medicare for All the topic in 2021 that people talk about. Scale up, pressure your congressional rep after your resolution's passage. And one thing that's not here, you never know where your support and help is going to come from, right? So we had that progressive council person in Red Bank, but ultimately, we got mainstream Democrats on board and wide support from people we didn't expect support from. So if you don't have a progressive member in council, don't hesitate still to reach out, because centrist Democrats might be very, very receptive to this message, especially if you connect it to local problems, to your local community issues, and to groups in your local community who are suffering, and have concrete specific examples of what's going on in your town, in your municipality or county. That's all from me. Thank you so much again. Reach out. I'll put the link to my petition and to my email address in the chat. And I'm again so happy that you are here. Don't forget, this is a movement. We are all part of it. And outreach by outreach, event by event, resolution by resolution, we are creating that grassroots bottom-up pressure that ultimately is going to win us Medicare for all. I'm confident that we will get that there. Thank you.